Welcome back to Smart Home Buying with the Merrimack Valley Housing Partnership. And now it's my turn to interview my colleague, Ed Alcantara. And he's going to talk about our rehabilitation loan and lead loans that are offered in the city of Lowell. Welcome, Ed. Welcome back. And now it's my turn.
Thank you, Cathy. Great to be here with you.
Great. Ed, can you talk about the rehabilitation loan and lead loans offered for the city of Lowell residents?
Yes. It's important that people get their properties, in the proper condition. Deterioration costs a lot of money. It's more expensive to improve the properties when some people let them go for economic reasons. So this is a great program to help somebody fix their house, improve it. They have to address any unsafe, unhealthy, or unsanitary conditions. And so you have to be a person who's owned the house for at least 3 years to apply. And then we use the same down payment assistance guidelines that they would for the down payment program as far as income goes.
Can you talk about the rehabilitation loans and lead loans offered to Lowell residents?
Yeah, I'd love to mention the fact that we are fortunate. We have a rehabilitation program here in the city of Lowell, and that applies to anybody who's owned a house for 3 years. The process is to bring their property up to standards so that there's no unsafe, unsanitary, or unhealthy conditions in the property. And what is done is that those things have to be met when they're doing the project to renovate or rehabilitate the property.
Is it the same guidelines such as the down payment assistance programs? Do they use the same guidelines in regards to income?
Yeah, they do look at the income the same way, but they also have to look at the value of the property if the owner has some equity, and then they can do the improvements. They can't, overextend the homeowner, even though the homeowner may need tons of work. There's limits. They're very generous with the money, but it has to fit the scope of the value of the house when the work is done.
Okay, so what if the home tests positive for lead?
Yeah, one of the requirements, because this is money that's through the federal government, is that the properties have to be de-leaded. In a perfect scenario, somebody's already got a property that's de-leaded and they just need the rehab loan, and that's a much quicker process. But if they need to de-lead, there has to be a lead inspection completed. Then that lead inspection is reviewed by the construction manager over at Department of Planning and Development. He writes up a work scope of what the work is going to involve and the details of how the work's going to be performed. That is then put out to bid. So they usually get 3 bids, sometimes 4, and the lowest bidder gets the work. And then at that point, we have to apply for a lead loan because there's 2 parts involved in that situation.
And who does the lead loan? Does the city of Lowell? Is it city of Lowell funding, or is it someone else?
No, it's another organization. Mill Cities Community Investments is the conduit to Mass Housing, who provides the funding. We package all the applications, all the paperwork. I help the first-time buyer with all of that, and then we submit it to Mill Cities. So let's say there's a project and the rehabilitation's $60,000. That's extensive work. But what they would do is they would say, okay, the lead portion of that project is 20, so we would submit an application for a lead paint funding for $20,000. The city would do the rehab for 40. So there's a loan from Mill Cities through Mass Housing, and then there's the rehab portion from the city.
Okay. Is there interest on these loans, or what are the repayment?
All right, the City of Lowell rehabilitation loan, there is no repayment done unless somebody sells, refinances, or transfers the property. So you could buy the house, do all the work, and 30 years from now, sell it, and that's when you would pay the funding back. The same thing with lead paint if you're an owner-occupant. And with the rehab money, you have to live in the property and reside in the property. So the interest rate is 0 for the lead loan as well. They do have a cap on how much they'll go to on the lead paint. $35,000 is normally the maximum amount. But they do waivers because some houses have extensive lead work, which is above that limit. So the program's designed to keep children safe.
Those sounds like they're great programs. A lot of people utilize those programs. I mean, how many families you would say have utilized these?
I would say about 45, with combination of lead or rehab or both. It's just helped a lot of people improve their homes and keep them up to good standing so that they don't get into further disrepair.
And typically, how long does it take to this process take?
It's going to take 2.5 to 3 months if there's lead work involved, because the process of doing the inspection, reviewing the inspection, doing the work write-up, going through the bidding process, it's going to take 2.5 to 3 months to actually get the work started.
Okay.
And that's a safe bet.
Oh, okay, great. What if it's a multifamily and you have tenants and it tests less positive for lead?
Well, in that situation, we definitely would require that the process is going to be the same. The only thing is now we've got tenants, so the landlord has to put the tenants up in a hotel, or they can make arrangements with family members, but they should be compensated if they're not going to be in the apartment. Normally, most landlords are going to pay for the hotel for the tenant to stay while the lead work is being done. And we don't know how long that's going to take, because that would depend on the project. Each project's different. But you cannot live in the house while the work is being done.
Each project obviously is different, so there's different scenarios. I'm sure that you're able to walk people through that since you've been doing these applications and helping people with these applications for many, many years. Now, in regards to an example of a family you have that has received this type of assistance, can you give me a story about a family that have been through the program?
Sure. I remember a woman several years ago who had a mold problem in her bathroom. Didn't know where to turn, so she came to us. We got her into the rehab loan. She didn't have to de-lead because the property was already de-leaded. They went in and inspected the property for any other unsafe and or unhealthy. Obviously, mold is unhealthy, so that addressed that right away. They redid the entire bathroom, did some plumbing in there. Again, these are contractors that are licensed, and the project is overseen by the construction manager over at the city. She also, I believe, got a heating system as well. They did some other work on that. I've had people that I've seen that have had roofs. They don't remodel the kitchen because you want to upgrade to today's stuff you see on TV. But if there's issues that need to be addressed, they'll do upgrades when it's pertinent on that type of stuff.
Well, I want to thank you for giving us this helpful information. I hope people that do watch this show are able to take advantage of these programs that we have available in our city and that are out there for you to utilize. So please, if you have any questions, reach out to us. We are at Merrimack Valley Housing Partnership. Our email, our website address is mvhp.org. Our telephone number is 978-459-8490. Again, my name's Cathy Mercado, and I am the project coordinator, and this is my colleague, Ed Alcantara, and he is the home buyer counselor.
Thank you very much. We're here to help. If anybody needs help, don't be daunted by the task. We'll get it done. I try to make it as simple as possible.